have a message for my viewers. Now, if you only want to watch the video, that's perfectly okay. You could just skip ahead until the timer hits 0. So on the 17th, I will be suspended from the YouTube Partner Program for breaking one of their YouTube guidelines. I don't want you to misunderstand. I actually did break this rule. I'm accepting responsibility, and heck, I'm not even appealing their decision. However, I think their punishment doesn't quite fit the crime. I have 99% unseen raw footage on my channel, and I was hit with the dreaded reuse content message. I can't lie. I got greedy and posted the video from a source that was already online, which breaks their rules. So YouTube wants to punish the entire channel of work for one video that honestly got little to nothing in views or revenue. Hey, rules are rules. So this situation left me pretty demoralized over the last week. I thought about not making any more videos until YouTube allowed me back into the program. But after reflection, I owe it to you, the viewers, to continue. You guys have built this channel, and I'll be honest, regardless of my lost revenue, I really enjoy interacting with you guys every single week. So I'm going to continue to research, script, and purchase footage from all over the country. If you appreciate the videos, keep watching. It motivates me when I see likes, comments, and views. If you appreciate me, consider dropping a buck or two. I'll put the Cash App in the comments and the description box. It would mean a great deal to have a little help for the next month or two. I'll keep you updated on my monetization, and as far as your cases, I'm going to keep them coming. Now, enjoy this one. It's freaking crazy. It's early in the morning on April 16th, 2016. Two men are night fishing at Lake Worth in Fort Worth, Texas. Although it's night, the men see the most horrific sight. A person suddenly falls from the top of the bridge. When they later spoke with authorities, they felt sure it was a woman because they could hear her scream as she plummeted into the water below. In the next few hours, it would become clear why the person who fell did not resurface after the fall. Now, the men would immediately call the police, and the search and rescue team found a woman and removed her from the water. They placed her on one of the boat ramps. One of the detectives who answered the emergency call would observe the condition of the woman in his report.
When I arrived at the scene, I observed a Hispanic female covered in a body bag. I then saw a large rock and it had a rope tied around it, while the other end of the rope continued under the body bag. When I lifted up the body bag, I saw that the rope was attached to the victim's neck.
The investigators would weigh the large stone. It weighed approximately 120 pounds. Later that same day, a woman named Elizabeth Arellano has been reported missing. She and her kids have been living with her parents after separating from her husband just a few weeks before. She was out at happy hour the night before, and her car has been found right outside of her parents' house. Her purse is on the hood with the cell phone still in one of the pockets, along with the car keys being in the vehicle. And there's a huge dent on the hood. Her parents claim she never came home last night. After comparing notes with the crime scene investigators, the homicide detectives believe they know exactly why Elizabeth never came home. Not only do they believe they know where she is, they believe they know who might have been responsible for her fate, so they ask her husband, Rodolfo Arellano, to join them to give a statement.
Rodolfo, I know we've met, but I'm going to just introduce ourselves and then we'll get started, okay? I'm Detective J. Cedillo, ID 3014. Today's date is April 16, 2016. Time is 9:15 p.m. We're at 350 West Belknap regarding service number 1635723. Also present is Detective VC paid ID number
3023.
And also present is Rodolfo Arellano, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's your
Forward
forward.
Texas 76106.
Give me your cell number again. How long have you had this phone?
4 or 5 years, something like that.
So a long time. Is
Yeah.
this the only phone you have, you said?
Yeah,
And is it in your name or somebody else's name?
it's under my name,
And what company?
Bryson.
Verizon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you share like another phone with this account?
No,
So like your wife's phone was a different account, I guess?
she had hers. Well, she has hers under her name and my son's,
Okay. But is it with Verizon or somebody else, do you know?
Bryson.
Verizon. Okay. All right, Rodolfo, let me just kind of backtrack on how all this came together today. And just for the record, right now we believe that you're a witness, or not a witness, but, well, technically a witness because we're here to talk to you about some information regarding your wife, Elizabeth, okay? And we were contacted earlier today because an officer responded to Elizabeth's parents' house, your in-laws,
Yeah.
On a missing persons report. And after they got the report, they called me, and then that's when Detective Peyton and I came in and we talked to their family. And you're like the last person we needed to talk to, so that's why we went to your house. We knocked on your door. Elizabeth's father was there, right, Mr. Pule. What's his first name?
Cecilio Pule.
Cecilio. And then Yolanda Baltazar, his wife or girlfriend.
Yeah,
And,
girlfriend, I guess.
So then we asked you
Maybe
if you were
it's
willing to
girlfriend.
come downtown and talk to us, and you agreed. Is that correct? And
Yes,
you
sir.
left your children with your father-in-law,
Father-in-law.
Mr. Pule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So having said that, like I said, you're not under arrest, anything like that. You're free to go at any time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, our job in cases like this, with missing persons, is to kind of try to start working backwards from where the last time people talked to her, last time they saw her, and see if anything kind of generates from there for us to be able to follow up. And so that's our job with you tonight, is to try to figure out when's the last time you talked to her, when you saw her, what was going on, things like that could help us. And regardless of how small you think something may be, like a small detail, go ahead and let us know anyway, because it could be an important fact for us to be able to find her.
Yes, sir.
So so that's where we're going to start, okay? And at the end, if you have any questions, we'll answer any questions. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go ahead and start, I guess, from the last time you saw her or even talked to her.
Last time I talked to her was today. Today is Saturday, right? So Friday night, Saturday morning, I guess, at 2:30 ish,
2:30 a.m.?
2:39, I think. I believe that was the last call.
I'm just going to guess that if somebody said, hey, when's the last time you saw this other person? You probably would say, like, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock, not 2:39.
Okay.
She called me at 2:30, and she told me that she was gonna go get the kids and take them to me. I said that's fine, but well, she told me that she was gonna go stay at a hotel, and I asked her, why don't you just stay at the house? She said I can't do it.
Okay.
No, I don't want to miss anything from that. Those two phone calls.
So you had 2 calls with her last night?
She called me and then she told me about the kids and then she was gonna take them to me.
Okay.
Then I woke up and then she told me about she was gonna stay at the hotel. I woke up and I was asleep, so I called her back. She didn't answer, and then she called me back.
Okay.
That's when I told her that I asked her why don't you stay at the house. She said I can't do it. I don't want to miss anything from that. Those 2 phone calls.
So 2:39 was the last call?
That last call, yeah. It should be on my
She
phone.
called you, I guess?
Yeah, because you can see that I called her and she didn't answer. And then she called me back within a minute after that.
And how long did y'all talk the last time?
Probably a minute.
A minute?
2 minutes at the most.
Okay. So what was that last conversation about? About her coming to stay with you?
Well, yeah, I told her you can bring the kids with me, and I just asked her, why don't you stay at the house? She said, no, that's pretty much it.
She said what?
And then she couldn't do it.
Okay.
She said, I can't do it. And the last time I saw her was Thursday night. Well, I met her in school because my daughter had a play.
Let's stay with Friday for right now,
Okay,
and then
Friday.
we'll go to Thursday. So Friday, so you hang up with her at 2:39 after talking to her a minute or two. She said she couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Were you guys having problems? Why didn't she want to stay with you anymore?
We were separated there for, I don't know, a couple weeks.
Okay.
So she was staying at her parents.
Okay.
As far as arguing, we would always, you know, talk to each other real good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. We didn't have any problems other than, you know, we decided not to stay together anymore.
Okay. So she had been with her parents for the last 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And then, so last night, she was gonna, the kids were over at your in-laws, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was gonna pick them up, bring them to your house,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was gonna go stay at a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what hotel she was gonna go stay at?
No, sir. That's all she said.
So after she told you that, did you try to convince her, no, just stay with me, anything like that?
I just said, well, you know, just stay at the house. So I think I only told her one time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she said that she can't do it, and I think I said that's fine, you know.
Mm-hmm. Did you hang up, or did she hang up, or how did that end?
I couldn't really tell you that.
But the call ended. Did you ever call her again after 2:39?
I called her the next morning. Phone was off.
So like this morning?
Yeah.
So she never,
this morning.
after 2:39, she never called you either?
Mm-mm.
Did you send her any text messages?
I don't think I did.
Was she supposed to bring the kids to you? Like, did you have prior knowledge? Did you know she was going to bring you the kids that night?
No.
So you didn't. So there was no text messages back and forth about bringing the kids?
She was supposed to stay in work late, and I was doing some tint windows.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make, you know, some side money, I guess, can say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I can't do it right now. I can't pick them up right now. And then she said,
And where were they at that time?
At the school.
At school?
Yeah.
So you were supposed to pick them up yesterday afternoon?
We were supposed to, we were supposed to pick them up before 5:30.
Okay. Were you supposed to pick them up? Or her?
No, she was supposed to pick them up.
Okay.
But then she told me if I could do it. I said, I'm kind of busy, you know, and I'm trying to finish this right now.
I know we spoke about this just in conversation. You work in the oil business, right? Or
Yeah.
did, and you got laid off?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
So when were you laid off?
Tuesday, 2 weeks ago, I want to say, or 3 weeks ago.
And what's the name of the company you work for?
ATK, Oil Field Services.
And you were a crane operator?
Uh-huh.
So what was your last assignment? What city were you in before you got laid off?
The yard was out of Midland.
At Midland? Were
Midland.
you at an off-site somewhere else?
Well, yeah, that's the yard, but then they would send us out to where the rigs were.
Where were you living in? Were you living in Midland?
I was staying in Odessa.
A motel, hotel?
Or RV trailer, travel
RV?
trailer.
Okay, with other guys or by yourself? Or
My friend. It was his RV, so.
who's your friend?
Fernando Reyes.
Reyes?
Reyes.
Reyes?
Reyes.
And was he laid off too, or he still works for them?
He got laid off too.
Oh, wow. So you were supposed to pick up the kids Friday afternoon. Well, she was supposed to pick them up, but she had to work, so she called you, and then you said you couldn't because you were doing 10.
Yeah. And then she said, she told me, that's fine. My mom's going to pick them up. And then she also said that she was going to leave work, go pick them up, and I guess take them to her mom. And then she was going to go back to work.
Okay. So you couldn't, so you were doing 10 because obviously you don't have a job in the oil fields, you're just trying to make some money. Were you at a shop doing it or somebody's house? Or
Somebody's house.
Whose house were you at?
It's my friend.
What's his name?
Jorge Rios.
Jorge Rios? You were tending his car or truck or what?
Truck.
What kind of truck?
1995, I think it is. Ford F-250.
So what time did you get done over there?
I got done around 8.
8?
But I stayed there, after she said that her mom was going to pick up the kids.
So you don't have to watch them?
Yeah.
So so what time did you get home Friday night? After you got done tinting windows, did you go somewhere else?
No, I stayed with my friend there for, I don't know, probably till midnight.
Midnight. Where does he live?
Richland Hills.
You know the street?
Carson, I think.
On Carson or off of Carson?
I think it's on Carson. You turn left. It should be Carson. I don't know.
Okay.
It kind of waste.
Yeah, that's cool. Did he pay you, make any money on that deal, or what happened?
Not really.
He didn't pay you?
I didn't finish.
You didn't finish?
Yeah.
How many windows did you get done?
I got the one in the back, and you know how it's got the side windows. It's a 4-door, but the ones in the front, and then it's got the little ones. And then I didn't get the 2 in the back, back doors.
But you got the front two?
The front 2, and then that small window that it's got on the side. Yeah.
How much do you charge for that?
I really don't know. I mean, I don't really charge I don't do that for a living.
But you were trying to make some money, right?
I was just trying to make, I don't know, I didn't even say I'm going to charge you so much.
You just thought he'd give you some money?
Yeah.
But he didn't?
He's probably going to give me some.
When you finish?
Whenever I go back and finish the other 2.
So you got home around midnight, you said?
I couldn't really tell you what time it was, but yeah, I want to say about midnight.
About midnight. And when you got home, obviously the kids aren't there, right? They're not there?
No, they were
with their moms, or your grandma?
Yeah.
And Elizabeth obviously isn't at your house, or is she?
No.
She's not there?
No.
So nobody's at your house, it's just you? What truck were you in?
On the white one.
Because you had like 2 or 3, maybe 4 cars there, right?
3. The other one was my...
So I saw the big black one.
Yeah, that's mine.
Is that a Dodge?
Yeah.
And then
Dodge.
What was it, white Dodge? And then what was the other one?
Maroon Dodge, older model.
All those yours?
Yeah. Well, I'm paying for them. I only have one paid off.
And which one were you driving last night?
The white one.
The white one. Did Elizabeth ever drive those vehicles?
Yeah, she did. The white one. The other ones were manual, so she couldn't drive them.
Okay. So when you got home, did you go to bed, or what did you do when you got home?
Yeah, I went straight to bed.
Straight to bed?
Yeah.
Did you try calling Elizabeth when you got home?
I texted. I don't remember if I called. I think I did call her. But I texted her, and then I don't know, she just, the last 3 text messages just didn't reply.
So what was the first text when you got home? What did you text her then?
I think I said, I think she asked me if I could go pick up the kids, so I called my older son.
So she wanted you to pick him up at midnight?
I want to say, I think it was before midnight, because I think when I sent that text, it was like 11 something when I called.
Between 11 and midnight?
Something like that.
Okay.
And so when I called my son, he said that everybody was already asleep.
So my oldest son, is that Angel?
Yeah. Okay. So that's when I texted her, and I told her that I talked to Angel, and he said that they were already asleep.
Okay.
I don't think she replied anything.
Did you send her another text after that?
I sent her another one that said, I think, what time do you get out?
Get out?
Get off of work.
What time did you think she was supposed to get off?
I don't know, she said she wasn't going to stay late.
Is that normal for her?
She stays there late sometimes.
What's the latest you ever seen her stay there?
Latest? I want to say 9:30, 10, something like that.
So now it's midnight. Do you think this is kind of unusual, or is it normal, or?
She's supposed to have surgery Monday, so she's going to be off Monday and Tuesday. So she was trying to
make up hours.
She was trying to put everything together for the week that those 2 days that she was going to be off.
I got you. So, so you ask her if she's going to be work. So you ask her what time are you going to get off? Are you going to work later? Is that what you said? Or I can't remember what you said. What did you say?
What time you get off? I think that's what it was.
Okay.
And then the last text, I said, "Are you okay?" I just put "Are you okay?"
What time was that?
Probably before midnight, I want to say.
So everything's around midnight. And you're asking that because she hasn't responded, or what?
Yeah, because she didn't respond for the last 3 texts.
And did you try calling her after that?
I think I did. I'm not sure.
And the text messages, those ones around midnight, do you argue with her about why she's not home with the kids or anything like that?
No.
No arguing, anything like that? Everything's cool?
No, we didn't argue.
Yeah.
At all.
Wow. Okay.
I can show you all the texts. I mean,
we'll do that here in a minute. Well, I'll tell you what. Since we have your phone, we have a guy that's here right now. With your permission, he can just basically download your cell phone. Is that cool? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. But so there's a form here that we need. There's a form here that we need you to. Do you read English, or you want me to read it for you?
Read real slow.
Okay, I'll read it for you, okay? You can follow along. It will say, I, and then Rodolfo Arellano, after having been advised of my rights not to have a search made of the, it's going to be cell phone, herein after described, without a search warrant or court order, and any of my rights to refuse to consent to such search, and without any promises or compulsion of any kind, hereby authorize and give consent to the Digital Forensic Lab, that's the detective that's here, he's with the Digital Forensic Lab, or their agents to conduct a full and complete search of my cell phone, SIM card, and or other device located at 350 West Belknap, which is where we're at, okay? I further understand that removal from the aforementioned premises is necessary to fully conduct a search, and the equipment will be taken to the fourth floor, which is already, yeah. So it's going to be taken from here to the lab, which is upstairs, so it's only on the fourth floor. The officers are authorized by me to search any and all cell phones, SIM cards, and or devices, including removable storage media. I understand that I may withdraw my consent at any time by calling the Digital Forensic Lab. You don't have to call them, just tell me I want to remove consents, basically, which is what it's saying. So having said that, I voluntarily agreed to provide my handset or SIM card password. Do you have a password? Is it locked?
It's having fingerprint.
So, okay. So if it's...
Or, I think if you just swipe to the side, it's a...
So it's like 9 dots, right?
Yeah, so I think it's an L.
So let's say...
What's going to be?
Your
To
foot
the
to sleep?
crib? It's, it got numb, I guess.
So you got 9 dots. Which way do you go first?
I think that's what it is.
Just an L?
Line.
So you go down first this way?
Yeah.
And then down this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you provide your password. In addition, this information may include but not be limited to contacts, call logs, SMS messages, MMS messages, photos, pictures, audio, voicemail, accessible by the cell phone, or any other data found or stored in the cell phone, SIM card, or media. If you agree to this, just sign right here that you're giving me permission.
Okay. I didn't get this last point. Can you read that again?
In addition, right here?
Let's start right there.
Oh, I voluntarily agreed to provide my handset or SIM card password, which you're agreeing to part of the password. In addition, this information may include but is not limited to contacts, which means we're going to get your contacts, your call logs, which shows the calls that you made to her, her and other people. Your messages, MMS is means like when you send pictures, messages, and then pictures in the phone. Audio, which means any audio like recordings, your voicemail. That may be on your cell phone. Is that cool?
Oh, yeah.
All right, just sign there. Yeah, you got printed in there. I'm going to put the date here. 4/16/16. Time is 9.
Can I stand up for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you had your leg crossed
Yeah.
like that.
You good? Good thing you drink the water.
Yeah,
You get a cramp. Those are work boots.
Yeah, well, I was...
They look comfy.
They are.
Are they?
Matter of fact, they are.
What brand are they?
Justin's.
Nice.
Yeah,
High dollar.
No.
No?
No. I've had them since I started running the crane like 4 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta have a special license for that crane?
Yeah, NCCCO, something like that.
They pay you extra for that endorsement, right?
It's,
For having the crane.
well, they got all types of cranes. I'm certified for the lattice boom collar.
So let's say, you know how they have those cranes that do the buildings? And
Tower cranes?
would you be able to control those too? Or not?
Nah,
It's
not
different?
certified for it. That would be a tower crane.
Oh, tower crane.
Yeah.
I hear those pay good money because you drive the crane and they pay you to drive it. So,
You talking about the big T up there?
Yeah, but the ones no, you drive the crane like on the truck and then you get your
that
side
one?
and then,
Yeah, that's hydraulic crane.
yeah, those are, I hear they pay pretty good.
Okay.
All right, so I think we left off where You said around midnight you sent her like 3 messages. Are you okay was the last one you thought,
Yeah,
right?
are you okay was the last one.
Okay. So then, did you go to bed after that message?
Yeah.
Did you leave to go get tacos or anything, or you just went to bed?
Straight to bed.
Okay. Do you remember calling anybody, just saying, hey, Elizabeth isn't answering my calls or anything like that?
Fidel Gabon,
Mm-hmm.
he called me, and I was on the phone with,
Is that after you sent her the text message?
Yeah, that was like.
So did you fall asleep?
Yeah, he woke me up.
So he wakes you up?
He wakes me up, and I was on the phone with him, and that's when she called me. Then I told him, hey, hold on, she's calling me, because he was asking me about her.
Mm-hmm.
He said, hey, is she with you, because she's not here yet? I said, no. And then that's when she called me. So
So was the phone ringing, like a call waiting?
Yeah, well, you know how it rings.
What time was that he called you?
I don't know, 20-something.
2:20-something? Okay, so she called, so 2:20-something, and then
she called me like right when I'm on the phone with him.
You click over, or what? Or do you...
Yeah, he hung up, and then I answered her phone call.
And what was that conversation about?
That's when she told me she could go drop off the kids.
Oh, okay. So that's the one at 2:30 where she's gonna get the kids.
Yeah, I guess I left out the one where Fidel called me.
Okay. So she was gonna get the kids, drop them off at your place, and then she was gonna get a hotel.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. And then after that, there's another call around 2:39.
We hung up because we only talked. I think that's all that was said on that conversation.
Are you making it seem like you were asleep and you really didn't understand what she was saying?
No. I guess it just didn't click to me.
Yeah.
So I called her back.
Yeah.
She didn't answer.
And then she calls you.
She calls me back.
And then that's when you said, why don't you just stay here?
Yeah.
And she says, I just can't.
I just can't. That's what she said. I said, okay, that's fine.
You know if she was with anybody when she called you?
No.
Did you ask her where have you been, anything like that?
No, I didn't.
And
that's pretty much all that was said on those two conversations.
And she has her own car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long has she had that car?
I would say since September, October, something.
Is it in her name or your name? Or?
It's under her name.
So she probably doesn't drive your trucks anymore because of that car.
Yes.
So she drives just a car now? It's smaller, right?
Mm-hmm. She likes it because gas saver.
Yeah, I bet. Do you ever drive her car?
Yeah.
You drive it? When was the last time you drove it?
It's been, I don't know, a few weeks. I was supposed to go do the oil change yesterday on it.
Yesterday? She was going to let you?
Yeah, she said to go pick it up at her workplace.
So it's been a few weeks since you drove it?
I know I was in there, I don't know what you...
Well, I just want to know the last time you drove it.
I just can't remember when was the last time I drove it. I have drove it before.
When she first bought it, just to check it out, or
no.
Kind of when you're going as a family?
Like in the morning to go take the kids,
mm-hmm.
I would just pull out on that car because it's smaller and just getting their kids, faster.
Yeah, but you don't remember the last time though?
No.
And she's been gone out of the house for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So what was kind of explain to me, and like I said, Rodolfo, some of the stuff you may not think it's important, but it's kind of important to us.
I mean, if I can just ask, and if I can, I'll try to explain it to you the best way.
So explain to me, how long were you guys together?
Oof. That's since 01, 02.
Well, how'd y'all meet?
High school.
Diamond Hill?
Mm-hmm.
And are y'all the same age?
She's 2 years younger than me.
Younger? Okay. Did she finish school?
Yeah.
Alright, so then I guess you guys stayed as friends and ended up dating and ended up having 4 children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, we've been married for like 9 years, but we, been on a relationship for like 14 years.
Because your oldest is what, 12, 13?
He just turned 12 last Monday, past Monday.
So y'all were just kind of like, y'all were common law marriage, right? And then when did y'all finally get married?
That would be January 9 of 09, I think.
Okay. And then, obviously, your relationship probably was pretty good at first, right?
Yeah.
Or was it up and down?
That's what's so weird about it. We never had any arguments. her thing is that, if we have a problem, I walk away from the problem. I come back and we don't talk about the problem. And then she said that there's a lot of those little problems just, get together, and I guess that was our issue, but we never fought.
So was there anything that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago that would cause her to leave the house?
All she told me is those little problems.
Just little problems.
Little problems that went piling.
And I know how some relationships are. People break up sometimes because one person is seeing somebody else. And I gotta ask, were you seeing somebody else that maybe she found out about and didn't like, or suspected, or was jealous about?
I was talking to someone else, but I was nothing. I don't know. I never cheated on her.
Does she know about her?
I
don't think so.
Don't think so.
So that wouldn't have caused her to leave, would it? If she doesn't, you don't know about her.
I don't think that was a problem. That would have been a big argument if that was a problem.
And who was this that you were seeing?
I wasn't seeing anybody. It's a girl that I chat with, and she's from Nevada.
From Nevada?
Yeah. So.
Did you meet her while you were working up there or something?
No, I met her in Mexico.
Oh, okay. So, but Elizabeth never knew about her?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is there anybody that she was seeing that you found out about?
No.
Did you suspect that maybe she was seeing somebody?
No, that's something I've always said. I can honestly say it to anybody, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think that her leaving is because of someone else. It would surprise the living crap out of me.
Well, you gotta understand, we work cases like this all the time, and people come up missing, and then we find out later that they ran off with a boyfriend or a new guy. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
So you don't think that's the case?
Her with someone else right now, then
So she loved her kids, right? I mean, she would never probably abandon her kids like this, would she?
I wouldn't think so.
And before I forget,
I wouldn't think so. It surprised me when she told me to stay with the kids till she got her apartment. Did I miss that part of those?
Yeah, I don't know anything about an apartment. What happened about the apartment?
Well, she's been trying to get an apartment.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess I missed that part.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. She said she said that she was gonna take the kids to me, and she said just keep the kids with you till I give my apartment. She said they were supposed to call me today, which it was Friday. It was already Saturday, but she was saying it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
And then she said tomorrow. She meant Saturday. I'm just gonna go check up, see what they tell me on the appointments. But she told me to keep the kids till she got the appointment.
So when was that conversation?
On one of those two that when she called me in the morning.
Like at 2:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
So y'all talked about the apartment, and then she also talked about going to a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she was gonna go. Okay. So she said, I'm bringing you the kids,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna go get a hotel. By the way, I'm getting an apartment. Did you know that she was trying to get an apartment prior to that call?
Prior to the call? Yeah.
So she had talked to you about it?
I took her our what's it called, mortgage thing, paper, so she can take that to the apartment. I mean,
which complex was it she was gonna move to?
I know that it's the ones on Marine Creek. I don't know because it's on both sides.
Yeah.
So I don't know which ones that is.
Okay. And
I even told you that I can take that statement over there to them, but then she said no, I gotta email it to them.
Okay.
So I took it to her work.
Let me go back. When you last spoke to her at 2:39, and she told you she just can't do it, can't come over and stay. Did you try calling her after that anymore?
No.
No.
And
when's the next time you tried calling her or texting her after that?
Calling her the next morning.
Like this morning?
Yeah, today.
And what prompted you to start calling her?
What?
Why did you start calling? Why did you decide to start calling her again this morning?
Because I already had the kids with me, and I knew that she wasn't home.
So when she didn't show up with the kids, did you not get worried? Like, where are they?
No, it wasn't. See, it crossed my mind, but then I was thinking she probably stayed with her mom.
I'm about to lose the monetization on this channel, but I'm going to go ahead and leave my ad break here because hopefully someday They'll allow me to return to the YouTube Partner Program, and I'll be able to reap the benefits of making this content. Until then, if you can help me out, I don't know if you watched the beginning of this video or not. If you can consider maybe donating a little something, maybe buy me a cup of coffee if you enjoy this video, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Have you noticed that I don't have ads playing every 4 to 5 minutes throughout my videos, effectively ruining your viewing experience? Well, I did it for you. I moved my ads into 2 separate commercial breaks, one in the middle of the video and one near the end. This should effectively give you extremely long periods of ad-free crime action. If you want to reward me for trying to give you a better viewing experience, you could do so by watching the complete video until the end. Thanks, friends.
So, yeah, I didn't really.
Okay.
No.
All right. So going back to, no one's really. I mean, you're talking to somebody in Nevada, but you haven't really done anything. But you don't think she was seeing anybody or has run off with anybody, to your knowledge, right?
No.
Has there been any, I know you said your relationship has been pretty good, but every relationship has rocky times.
Up and down.
Has your relationship ever gotten physical?
No. Never.
Has she ever hit you?
Never.
Have you ever hit her?
Never.
Has she ever grabbed you?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever grabbed her? Nothing like that?
Nothing like that. Like I said, if we would start arguing for some petty stuff or something,
Mm-hmm.
I would just walk away and, calm myself down and come back. But that's an issue because we never talked about that problem. My plan was to just walk away, come, back whenever I'm calmed down, but we just never talked about it. We just left it like that.
And things were just always unsettled.
Yeah.
So,
And it was never big problems. I mean,
were you, not that you were okay with it, but, did you accept the fact that she wanted to leave you?
I told her, that I told her, I said, I love you, and if I'm going to make you happy by giving you the divorce, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told her.
So you're willing to get divorced?
I mean, if that's what she wanted, then
Did she tell you that's what she wanted?
That's what she told me.
She wanted a divorce. Did you ask her why? Besides the little problems?
That's the only reason she gave me.
Little problems.
That and that I was always gone. I gotta, bring some money. I mean, I gotta make some money, so I was always gone. I've been gone for the past 6 years.
So let's say this past 2015, of the 2015, how many days were you gone?
It's hard to tell.
Were you gone at months at a time, weeks at a time?
That's when it started slowing down, so I was coming more often home. But it's hard to tell. I can go for 3 days and then come back for a week, or go for 3 weeks and then come back for 3 days. It's just hard to tell how many days I was gone.
So, at what point did you hear or suspect that something was wrong because you hadn't seen or heard from her?
I don't know. Just whenever she didn't show up, I just wanted to make sure she was okay.
So did you call anybody to see if she was okay?
No, not till who called me, Fidel or? No, Juanita. She called me. She said that the car was outside.
Mm-hmm. So Juanita called you? What time was that when she called you?
Ooh.
Like this morning?
It was already this morning. I want to say 11.
So it was almost noon.
Something like that.
Were you asleep?
No, I already had the kids.
So at what point did you go get the kids?
I want to say 9:30.
So why did you decide to go get the kids?
I went to my mom's to go cut her yard.
Well, let's start with this. This morning when you woke up, what did you do? The first thing you did when you woke up?
I was on Facebook, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So after that?
I stayed in bed till like 8.
8 this morning?
Yeah, and then the first thing, I went to the steel place to go get some stuff for my lawnmower.
So you woke up and you went to, the first thing you did was to go steel place?
Steel, that's what it's called.
What do they do there?
They sell like, like brand steel for lawnmowers and all that stuff.
Or do you need a part for your lawnmower?
It's that fuel that's already mixed, so you don't have to mix in fuel with
oil. Oh, yeah, TIHO.
Something like that, yeah, that little bottle.
So you went to the store to get
that because I needed that for the weed eater.
For your weed eater? And whose yard were you gonna cut?
My mom's.
Your mom's. So from there, did you go back home or did you go to your mom's from there?
I went to my mom's.
Your mom's?
Straight to my mom's.
And then how long do you do your mom's yard?
Yeah.
And then what do you do after that?
That's when I decided to call my kids, see if they wanted to go have some breakfast.
Did you try calling Elizabeth, hey, where are the kids or anything like that?
No.
No?
No,
Did you call the mom?
I called Angel. I called my son.
So you called Angel?
Yeah, and then he said, well, let me go check if my mom's here to let her know. See if she's going to be fine with us going, which I knew she would have been because she never had any problems, you know, whenever if I want to pick up the kids, she'd never say no.
Problem with that.
Yeah.
So you go pick up, so you call Angel, Angel, does he call you back?
He stayed on the phone and then he went to go ask her, his grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, yeah. She said, yeah, so I said, yeah, well, just get ready and give me a call whenever you're ready. Call me back whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then he calls me back a few minutes after that and he goes, hey, Dad, you know that red hat that I like? I said, yeah. He said, it's on top of my TV. Can you go get it for me? Yeah, maybe, you know, if not, we can go get it as soon as I can pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go drop off the lawnmower at my house, so it worked out pretty good.
So you took the lawnmower from your house to your mom's?
Well, yeah, to my mom's, and then from my mom's back to my house.
What truck were you driving then?
The black one.
The
Yeah,
big one?
on the white one I had them. I don't know if they're still there because they were using them bikes. So I just didn't want to unload the bikes for the kids.
Okay.
So that's why I used my black one.
Okay, and then did you go back home to unload the black truck?
Yeah, and that's when I got his hat and his face sweater.
And then North Face? Or what? Face sweater?
Faye, my daughter.
Oh, Faye, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then from there, did you go straight to your in-laws or did you go somewhere else after you left your house after picking up the hat?
I called Angel back and I said, y'all almost ready? And then he said, oh, it's just Faye's picking up her hair, fixing her hair or whatever. And, you know, at that point, I was already on the truck, so I was like, how long do you think it's going to take? He said, I don't know, it shouldn't be too long. So I just went driving down on Long and then Prospect, 28, got on Angle. You know, I was just trying to kill time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he called me, he said, hey, we're ready.
And you went straight there?
Yeah.
And where'd y'all go eat breakfast?
Tres Vetos on 28 and Dean.
The taco place, burrito, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. By the Pro Cuts?
Yeah.
And then from there, where do y'all go from there?
My house.
Back to your house? So you took the kids with you at that point?
Yeah.
And then, so at what point...
At one point,
do you get a call from anybody saying, hey, you know, we still haven't seen or heard from Elizabeth? Or do you try calling her?
I tried calling her. I just can't remember when or what time. And her phone was off, so...
Did you send her a text?
No, I never sent her a
text.
Not this morning. Or... No.
So do you hear from her family later?
Yeah, well, her mom called me. I don't know, I want to say around 11. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, you said around noon, 11 o'clock?
Something like
And what
that.
did she tell you then?
She said that her car was parked outside and it was, you know, it wasn't right. It was the other side. It was on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember if she told me that, I think on that phone call, that's when she told me that her keys were in there. The door was unlocked. And her purse, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they didn't find the phone until later.
Okay. So after you heard that, what would you do then?
I think that's when I started looking on. I can't remember. It's, you know,
Did you stay with the kids?
I kept the kids all day.
Yeah.
So I stayed at the house, and I think that's when she told me that they were going to call 911.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, do I need to go over there? She said, yeah. Well, I said, I got the kids, you know. And,
Is that the mom saying this? Is that the mom you're talking to?
Mom, yeah.
Okay.
And I told her I'll figure something out, you know. And then that's when my friend, my Angel's best friend, he was supposed to come and see him at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when him and his mom showed up. His mom is real good friends with me and Elizabeth. So I asked her, hey, can you stay with the kids? I need to go over there. She already knew what was going on.
Who came to stay with the kids?
Michelle Cardenas.
Who is she?
A friend of the family, friend of Elizabeth and me.
Okay. Cardenas?
Cardenas, yeah.
Okay. So she stayed with them?
She stayed with them, and then I went over to the house.
So she came over?
No, at that point, the officers had already showed up at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we went to my in-laws' house.
Who's we?
Me and the officers.
Oh. So they went with y'all?
They left, and then I don't even know where they came from, but they were following me over.
So why did Michelle show up to your house?
Because she was going to take her son.
I think you told me. I missed it.
To go see. They always do that. They always stay together. He's in there. He's staying there tonight.
Yeah. And did you tell Michelle that something was up with Elizabeth?
She already knew what was going on because they had already called her.
Okay.
So she said, yeah, and she had to go back to the laundromat to go get her clothes. And then she came back, and that's when she stayed with the kids.
And you left?
And that's when I left.
And you went to the in-laws?
Yeah.
Were the police still there when you got there?
Well, they had already went to my house, and then when I left my house to come to my in-laws, they got there at the same time I got there too.
Okay. And were you there for a while, or what'd you do?
I was there for a while.
And then did you end up leaving?
Yeah, well, I had to go check up on the kids. Well, not only that, but they locked themselves out, and I had the key. Yeah.
So when you left there, you went straight back to your house?
Straight back to the house.
Did you leave after that at all?
Yeah, well, I took the kids to the park.
Which part?
Samson Park. I think it's Samson Park.
Which
Parque de los Caballos.
Oh, yeah.
Monengo?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then how long were y'all there?
Couple hours.
So it was like all four of your children and then his friend?
Uh-huh.
So all five of y'all?
Yeah, my 4 kids, his friend and me.
And then when you leave there, where do you go from there?
To Lisa's Chicken.
I like Lisa's Chicken.
It's good, huh?
Yeah.
Lisa's, and then back to the house. And
you've been there ever since? Yeah. At any point, did you try calling Elizabeth again just to make sure that you
No, well, I already knew that she didn't have the phone.
Oh, that's when you found out later that the phone's in the car?
Yeah.
I know you mentioned the Parque de los Caballos. You ever been there?
I've been going for the past, I don't know, month, 2 months, just to take the kids, because like I told you, they want to...
I'm talking about the horse place. Do you ever go to the horse stables?
No.
No, never?
I have, I don't know.
Your kids don't like riding horses?
Yeah, they love it, but...
So when they ride horses, whose horses do they use?
My brother had a horse, but...
He had one?
He had
What happened to it?
He died. Cramps or something.
So he had one horse?
Yeah.
Usually people have 2 or 3 horses because they're always dancing in the grass over there on angle.
Yeah.
So he had one horse and it died. No more horses?
No more. In Mexico, he has like 3, but...
So when's the last time you were at the Parque de los Caballos, the actual stables?
Oof. 6, 7 months ago.
You like to ride horses?
Well, you used to ride them all the time, and I can still
You don't
get on
own
them,
any?
but, huh?
You don't own any?
No.
What's your brother's name?
Edgar Arellano.
You have any other brothers?
Jose Antonio Arellano. Or sisters, I got 3 sisters.
What's their names?
Mayra Arellano, Beatriz Arellano, and Lisette Arellano.
They all live here in town?
Yeah, except for Edgar. He stays in Houston. He's working down there.
Your mom, is she the one that lives on Prospect?
Yeah.
I saw that on some of your paperwork.
3023 Prospect.
When you went to the park before going to the Lisa's Chicken, you said you went with a friend and his kids?
Angel's friend.
Angel's friend. So you took your 4 kids and Angel's friend.
Yeah, they are. They're always challenging me because they think they're gonna beat me. I told them the other day that it's gonna take a few more years before that happens. And then I'm gonna start looking for a partner.
Y'all played basketball?
Yeah, we just pretty much practice.
Shooting.
Yeah.
You said Elizabeth was supposed to have surgery
Monday.
What kind of surgery?
She has a, what do you call that? She would always tell me that it's like an extra boob.
Under her arm? Like
under her armpit.
something?
Yeah. So it bothers her to, I don't know, wear dresses or her arm. So she's going to get it removed Monday.
So it was it wasn't
yeah,
like...
and like I told you, we
something.
got along real good. I mean, I was supposed to drive her Monday and bring her back home, back to her mom's. So,
Do you know where they were having the surgery at?
Ooh, 35 and I can't remember the other.
Okay.
So when you went to the park, what car were you in?
Black one.
Black. You ever drive the other truck, the maroon one?
The sticker got expired last month. Not working. I'm not.
Well, this is kind of personal questions, but I gotta ask, you know, because
Go ahead,
like I said,
yeah.
we gotta ask. So I know you guys were having problems. I mean, were you guys still intimate? Were y'all having stuff?
Last time we did was Thursday.
Thursday?
But before that, it was probably been 2 weeks, but we've been separated.
So when you had sex, where were you guys at?
My house.
Your house? She was staying with her parents, but she still had sex with you on Thursday.
Oh, you just wait till part 2 that airs in the morning tomorrow. Something's amiss here. Why is he asking these questions like this? This is very interesting.
Did she leave after that, or what happened then?
She left.
She went home?
I kept Tony and Angel. Antonio and Angel. They stayed with me, and then the other two went with her.
When usually, how does she dress when she went to work?
Some, what's it called? Purple, what do you say those, for the doctors, the nurses? Scrubs.
Scrubs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So like a purple one?
Yeah. I'm going to show you a picture. I don't have them.
Is it the same, so it was like scrubs? So the tops were, the top and the bottom the same color?
Same color.
So every day she wore the same color, or did she change it up? Because I know they make them different colors.
Same color every day.
Purple? And what kind of shoes does she normally wear?
Tennis shoes, I think they're pink with white or something like that.
Does she have any clothes still at your house?
Just maybe a little bit.
But not a lot?
No.
Like, what about jewelry and stuff like that?
No, I don't think she has any clothes in my house.
No, she took them all to her mom's?
If there's anything left, there's probably just a blouse, somewhere in there.
Now that, friends, sounds like a woman who's done. She's taken all her clothes out of the house. It sounds like she's done.
This morning when you got up and you were kind of just, I mean, you hadn't heard from her, did you ever go on her Facebook to see if she posted anything that could help you find out where she was?
We're not friends on Facebook.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Why not?
Separated.
Is that her doing or you're doing?
Her.
She didn't want you as a friend? Does she have any pictures of you on her Facebook?
I want to say she still does.
Does she?
As far as I know, she still does.
You have pictures of you on your Facebook? Do you?
I got pictures of her with me on my phone.
Yeah. Let's say, like, who would be her best friend that would know the most about her, like where she could possibly be? Does she have female friends?
I want to say Michelle Cardenas and Marissa Paris. I don't know. You
Melissa Paris?
Marissa.
Marissa?
Marissa Paris.
Perez? How do they know each other?
From high school.
From high school? They don't work together or anything like that?
They work together too, yeah.
So they worked together and went to high school?
Mm-hmm.
They
got reunited. We reunited, when they started working there. I don't think they saw each other there for a long time.
And they work at like a doctor's office, I was told, or something? Or?
ENT, Richland Hills or something like that office.
You ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
Besides those two girls, anybody else that she was close to? Friends?
I couldn't tell you.
Any guy friends that you know that she would hang out with? Is Marissa married?
She was. I think she's got separated.
What's her husband's name?
No, I don't know.
What about Michelle? She married?
No. She has 3 kids.
With who?
Larry, I think it's the father of the youngest one. The other one, he even went to school with us, but I can't remember.
They're all by so they're different dads?
The two oldest kids are from one, and then the other one is from another one.
Who's Michelle's boyfriend right now? Don't know. You ever seen him? Ever met him?
I met Larry. I don't think she's going out with him anymore.
You know anything about her current boyfriend? Michelle's current boyfriend?
Does she have a current boyfriend?
I don't know. That's what I was asking you. You don't know?
Mm-mm.
Where does Michelle live?
Halton City, I think.
Is there anybody that you think that would want to hurt her?
No.
Obviously, we've already talked about you don't think she would have ran off with anybody, right?
No. It would surprise me if she did, but...
She ever talk to you about having problems at work or with friends, family?
No.
Did you ever see her injured, like she had gotten into fights or anything?
Mm.
So for her,
she's not a fighter.
Not a fighter. Like to talk.
Mm-hmm. The other day, she had a couple of bruises because she had some blood withdrawn or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the doctor that was going to remove her extra booth.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, hey, she's going to think that I did that to you. As soon as she walks in, she said, hey, he did that to you? And she started laughing. I started laughing too because I had already told her that she was going to think that.
And that was the surgeon that said that?
Mm-hmm.
And what surgeon is it?
I don't know.
What does it look like?
I forgot her name. She's
a female?
She's a yeah. She's young.
You need to use the restroom or anything right now? I'm going to talk to my partner and then we'll try to wrap this up, okay?
Right.
And we'll check on your phone.
Let me go to the
restroom?
So they left him in the room by himself for quite a while after they took him to the restroom. I edited a lot of that out. And what you see a lot of times with criminals is they'll go to jail, sit there for a while, get to thinking, then they'll say, hey, I want to talk to that detective again. Then they'll tell the truth. When you leave somebody by themselves and their brain starts to work, they start telling on themselves after a while. Well, I'm not going to say he's going to tell on himself here, but you're going to hear the cracks in his little defiance. Just listen to the question he asked this detective coming out of the break.
We're almost done, Captain. No, get you home to your kid.
Hey, one question.
Mm-hmm.
I know you asked me about, if I was talking to other girls.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do. Not that I'm saying that I was cheating on her, when she was with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you're going to see all that on my phone.
Well, I mean, that's part of the thing, is just be honest, because we're going to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just,
So
I just don't want to involve them on...
Well, the thing is, we talk about...
I can tell you about them, but,
Yeah, I'm not going to run and tell Elizabeth or tell her family.
Did you catch that? He said he won't tell Elizabeth or her family. Now, I'm just speculating because I couldn't find a definitive answer to whether they knew that the woman who they pulled from the lake in the morning had been ID'd by 10 o'clock that night. However, when I listen to some of these questions that are coming up, it seems that they may have been validating some facts about evidence that they had already uncovered on the victim. You tell me at the end of this. Obviously, part two will reveal many of these answers tomorrow when they confront him with what they found. And tomorrow, it gets real.
Or anybody, I mean, this is between us, you know. But I got to make sure that you're telling me the truth about things.
Yeah.
So there probably gonna be conversations with other girls, right? More than one girl, or how many?
More than one girl, yeah. But a lot of them is gonna be, friend conversations.
Are they here local, or is they're all out of state?
A few of them are from here.
From here. But
I'm not saying that I'm going out with them or anything. I'm just saying that I do talk to them.
Chatting, yeah. But Elizabeth didn't know about any of them.
Mm-hmm.
None of the girls.
And that just started recently too, so.
Yeah, once you guys were on the splits anyway.
Yeah. There might be one where I was talking to her, but I never went out with her until recently
Yeah. When, do you know Elizabeth's passcode to her phone?
No.
Did she ever give it to you, or tell the kids when they play games or anything like that?
No.
No? You know anybody that has it, that knows it?
Couldn't tell you. But the only one I can think of was the 2916, hers, mine, and her birthday.
What do you mean?
2916.
2916?
But Alejandra already tried it, and that wasn't it.
Okay. Y'all have the same birthday?
No.
That's her birthday?
29 it's for May 29, and then 16 is for August 16.
Oh, okay, gotcha. One other thing, and I know it was uncomfortable, and this is not as uncomfortable, but it's talking about when you guys had sex. I mean, did she like to get rough? Did she like biting you? Did you bite her? Did y'all, scratch each other, anything like that?
Not really rough. I wouldn't say rough, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, did she like scratching you? You like scratching her? Nothing like that?
No scratching, no hickeys.
Now, if we later find out that Rodolfo did something to her, this is probably the wrong answer, because you definitely want to say, oh, absolutely, just rough, scratching, all that stuff. Because what do you think we might find on the victim?
These are for kids. Well, Rodolfo, part of our job, and I think you're a smart guy, part of our job is to try to eliminate people. And in cases like this where people come up missing, we always start with the family and then the husband or the boyfriend. So a lot of the questions that we were asking you was to try to help eliminate you as a possible suspect. And so you understand that. And to your knowledge, she wasn't dating anybody else.
You think I have more answers to your questions?
Yeah, and we may do that because it's getting late, so we may reach out later to you. But there's a couple things we like to do tonight. One is, have you ever had your sample of your DNA taken? You know what DNA is?
Yeah.
DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a sample taken? Well, what it is what I like to do that today. Basically, it's like a Q-tip, and we swab the inside of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And we want that just in case we find her, and she has DNA that we don't know who the DNA belongs to. If we have your DNA, we can say, oh, well, yeah, it's on her because that's her husband. So we can eliminate you and then go on to the next person if we happen to find her.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that,
I'm willing to cooperate with anything I can.
And I understand, and I
understand.
You've been doing that, and I appreciate you doing that. So this is in Spanish, so if you want to read it, you'll fill in your name there, and it's basically saying that you're giving us consent to get a buccal swab.
I'm not going to donate my house to you, right?
Nah, not your house. Maybe your trucks. No,
I'm trying to get rid of my black one.
Oh, yeah? You selling it?
Yeah.
Why, is it gas guzzler or something?
It's diesel, and I love the diesel. I mean, it's... I can almost get like 600 miles to a gallon on that one. Yeah.
I expect many comments about his diesel to get 600 miles per gallon. I expect them right now.
Oh. So I used to put in Rudy. Let's put Rudy. I would go by Rudy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've read that you're giving us permission. And then the time there, which is 10:28 p.m.
In my opinion, the police pretended that Elizabeth was missing on the evening of the crime, all while knowing that they found her deceased in the morning. They wouldn't act so naive in 10 days when they bring Rodolfo back and confront his lies. That's right. In part 2 that airs tomorrow, the detectives confront Rodolfo for 6 straight hours. Don't worry, I've edited a little. Giggity. It will be an in-your-face confrontation about what happened to Elizabeth next time on They Caught Me.